Okay, so here's a log for the 19th of February 2025. So right here I have all of this geometry set up in the world. Um, so initially I had this as like separate levels where you could transition between the two of them. But that was too difficult with carrying data over, so I just have it in here. So you start off in this forest. There's an ambient track playing, and you can collect these notes. There's a few notes to play in the forest, to collect in the forest, and the music will change accordingly. And you can teleport from here. You can walk back and forth. This is sort of the entrance to the subway, and then you end up all the way down here. There's the point where you spawn, that red arrow there, and then that's the trigger volume for when you leave. So in terms of audio, since it's a note collecting system, we have 4 notes here, and I'll explain this now. So I think probably the easiest way, so in my third person game mode, I'm getting this note object. So every time you interact, it casts to the third person game mode here, and then it's just setting the notes variable, which is what I have set up here. So the notes, and then so it's like the notes remaining really is what it should be, and then this is the total number of notes. So this total updates kind of based on how many objects that you place in the game. And then after this we do, because we want it to be able to update based on, like in the music manager in Fmod, with the parameters based on the integer value of how many notes are like remaining, have been collected. So we have to update this music parameter. So every time it updates here, it gets the music manager and it tells it to update the parameter, and then after that it just does the widget sort of at the bottom, showing you how many notes that you have collected, and then it just destroys it, and then it plays a 2D pickup sound. So in the collected widget here, got the designer, I don't know why it says collected here, that doesn't show up in the actual thing. I decided not to. So again, we're casting to the third person game mode, which is where these note variables are being specified, and then it converts it to integer value, and then this is just what updates the widget here based on how many. So it's just these variables here, and then in terms of getting that in Fmod to update in audio, so we have a kind of ambient music layer that just plays when on event begin play. So when you start the game, it's starting up this soundtrack, and then so we just have this linking to nothing. Play event 3D, it's not this base thing, it's not kind of inherently being updated, but it is being updated, but it doesn't need to link to anything else. So you have this update music parameter. I'm getting a little bit confused, but I have this set music parameter here. It doesn't really matter whether or not I have it, it still works, I'm not too sure. I'm just going to leave it. So it's updating this event here. So every time you interact and pick up a note, it tells the music manager basically to change the parameter of this music event based on the value of notes that you have, and I've specified which value it is. So in Fmod, it's not optimized right now. I'm just doing this as an easy way, because obviously I don't want to use 5 voices. So it starts off at 4 at the default kind of ambient sound. This is placeholder audio, and then we have just our parameter here on these notes. So it goes at 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 0, the final note. So ideally, I'm going to change this. I'm going to make it, it's still going to be a horizontal system, but I'm not going to use this many voices at once. So I don't know. I'm not really too sure exactly what to do here. I mean, ideally, all the time I have little like kind of markers instead of having it like up and down like here, maybe different sections. I'm not sure. Um, so right now we have this based on like how many notes you have. I want to set another parameter based on which environment you're in. Um, so we'll have like, so if we've got like four notes and then two environments, it's like I don't know how exactly like how many different states that could be. Um, I'm not sure if I want it to be that complicated, but we'll see kind of how we go with it. But that's the log right now. That's how it's going.